Hello, bloggers and bloggers to be. Welcome to another video. This is Gwen of Fiery Millennials, and I'm giving you a behind the scenes tour of my site and what plugins I use. Plugins are an essential part of being a blogger, and you will not be able to function without them at all. So I decided to give you an overview of the plugins I use and why I use some of them that I do. Other bloggers use other plugins, and that's not to say I'm right or they're right. It's just what's best for you and the way that you work. So first up we have Akismet, which is an anti-spam plugin. This will save hours upon hours upon hours of your life. In fact, actually, Akismet tells you how many hours that saves you. It flags comments. The only thing that I don't like about Akismet is that it doesn't allow you to whitelist domains or bloggers. So the same people end up in my spam box over and over and over again, even though I approve them that they're not okay. But the fact is I usually have 5 to 7 spam comments a day, and all I have to do is go to my spam folder, browse over them to make sure nobody got in there, and delete. Done. I don't have to go through and manually delete it, and it just saves a ton of time and is amazing. This is a must-have. So then you can see here that I have Commentluv. I think Commentluv is very useful. So this one is when people comment on your site, they can leave a link to their newest post. And I feel like that really helps build a community and allows people to discover it allows readers to discover similar people to you who comment on your site. I can't tell you the number of new bloggers that I've found because I clicked a link on a title that sounded interesting on a comment of a blog that I was already reading. In fact, that's pretty much, yeah, I've met a lot of people through that. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend having that. Convertkit is a good one. This one is the plugin that allows my email sign up at the bottom. It's a little form that you can put in. You have to have Convertkit emails, so in order for the plugin to work, obviously, but definitely money worth paying for once you get up with a subscription list that's higher than the free really allows. I guess MailChimp and some other ones are free to start out with, but once I hit 100, I went with Convertkit just because I wouldn't have to transfer over anything in the future. 100 was enough. So then I also added this Favicon XT-Manager. You know how in tabs you have each website that has a different picture in the tab? Well, that little picture is called a favicon, and this allows you to change what your favicon looks like. So you don't just have the standard WordPress logo or whatever hosting site you're listed with. It just allows you to change it to your logo or some other picture that you want to use for your blog. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Google Analytics. Definitely recommend signing up for that. This is just a dashboard for WordPress. So it helps insert code for Google Analytics to track all the stats and everything. So definitely useful. And I do not remember which one I use, but I have. Oh, obviously. Okay, so this one says activate. So I deactivated this one and put this one in there because I don't think this one was working for me. So don't use Google Analytics for WordPress by Monster Insights. Use Google Analytics dashboard for WP. Let's see here. This one's awesome. Growmap Anti-Spam bot plugin. This adds a box, just a little checkbox to the comment form to prove that they're not spammers. And this has cut down on the number of spam comments coming in because they're not quite smart enough to recognize that box yet. So that really helps on cutting down the amount of spam that Akismet has to catch. HS social media buttons. I used to have this one and I really liked it, and I had multiple people ask me what it was. But my only problem was that I couldn't scale the icons in mobile. So the share to Twitter, Facebook, whatever else social media plugins that I had, they wouldn't shrink on mobile. So they took up a good chunk of screen space, and lots of people told me it was irritating. So I got rid of it. But I haven't deleted the plugin yet, which I probably should. Imagify, I think is how you say that one. This one will save your life. So apparently SEO dings you if you have photos over 200 megabytes, I think. And so this is your image reducer. So it scales down the size without losing any quality and will make your life so much easier, because then you don't have to worry about it. You can just shrink it down and be done. And it does it automatically if you have it in there too. So that is definitely huge. Jetpack is amazing. Jetpack is what I use to track my site stats. And I literally use that plugin like 4 times a day. So definitely recommend that one, 10 out of 10. This is helpful to limit login attempts, just in case somebody is trying to take over your website. So you only get like 3 chances to log into your website, and then that IP is blocked for a while or whatever. SJ from Millennial Boss sometime about what happens when somebody gains access to your site and you can't get it back, because I believe that happened to her in like year 2 or something, and it was awful. So this is a good way to try and prevent that from happening. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so Snap, this NextScripts social networks auto poster. This one is one of my favorites, definitely top 5. This allows me at the bottom of every post that I do, it allows me to write posts for Facebook and Twitter that will automatically go out when I publish the post. So Monday, I posted an article, and I wrote out my tweet and my Facebook post. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, when the post went live, so too did that tweet and Facebook post get published, which is 2 less things that I have to worry about when the post comes out. I'll promote the article on both a little later, but for that initial boost of, hey, there's a new article out, it's invaluable. So it takes a little bit to set up, but definitely worth it to get done. Facebook's a little complicated, and I think you can only have one account per... You can only have one website linked per your Facebook account, because I tried to set up Fire Drill Podcast on my account, and it did not work because I already had Fiery Millennials. Let's see here. Pixel Cat Lite. So Facebook has this thing called Pixel, and it's a tracker code on your website that hooks up people who visit with their Facebook profiles. So when they visit, you know who they are, and then you can retarget them with ads or something later. So Pixel Cat Lite was very, very easy way to set that up on my site and get Pixel up and functioning. I wonder actually if I could go to Pixel and see. Welcome to my Facebook profile. It's nothing important, I promise. You might notice it looks a little different. That's because I have a plugin or something that changes that. So let's see here. So if I go to create ads, not that I'm going to do that, but it takes a while. Good time to have some tea. All right, so here we have pixels. Pixels is really what I want, and I don't want to create an ad right now. Blah. This may take a moment. It's taking more than one moment. This is many moments. Oh, hey, they've updated this. It looks different. That's cool. So, since I installed that pixel tracker on my website, now I can capture everybody that comes to my site. So you can see that I have 7,600 users that they've captured, which is pretty cool in the last 7 days. So let's see, last 30 days is 30,000 people. So that's 30,000 people that have come to my site in the last 30 days that I can target for an ad or something on Facebook, which is incredibly useful if you are trying to get people to buy something from your site or want people to want to point people to a landing page for free giveaways so you can capture their emails. That's pretty useful there. So, okay, after that, pretty links. If you've ever heard the podcast, you've known that we say, visit firedrillpodcast.com/blank. Well, that blank is a pretty link. So that way we can say, go to, I don't know, Murphy's Dog Spot, firedrillpodcast.com/Murphy's Dog Spot. The URL is huge and long and ugly, and we don't want to say, go to, UXL, blah, 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 blah. Nobody would listen. Nobody would go. But people can remember Murphy's Dog Spot. So that's why we have pretty links to set that up. So highly recommend. And that way you can see how many people are clicking your link, which is good information for advertisers. Let's see. Shareaholic, definitely recommend. That's the share this. It's sexy, little lineup of buttons that you see at the bottom of pretty much everybody's blog. Shareaholic plugin. It's really good. And they've got access to literally like every social media channel ever. TablePress is really great. You can create really nice looking tables of information, which I use on Fire Millennials occasionally, so it's very helpful. Updraft Plus, very useful to backup restore your website. So I have had to use this once, which was awful, but I'm really glad that I had it. And this is a good way if somebody gets into your website and blanks it out and only threatens to return it for money, then you can just simply restore the site as it was before they got in there and then change all your passwords. All of them. Let's see here. I put this one in there and it didn't really help the way I wanted it to, so that was kind of goofy. And then WP Forms and WP Forms Zapier. Zapier is really amazing to help capture some stuff with different software. So there's like a Zapier plugin. If somebody fills out a form, then it'll automatically go into like a Google Docs, for an example. Zapier is really useful. I had set up this kind of Frankenstein alternative to Convertkit using Convertfox. Convertfox had a great lifetime deal and I bought it. And then it turns out it didn't have all the functionality that I want. So my friend helped me come up with a workaround. But in the end, I just decided to stay with Convertkit because it was very useful. And maybe if Convertfox comes up with something, then I'll go to them because I don't have to pay for it until I reach a lot of users. But until then, I'll stay with Convertkit because they've been really great and they just work seamlessly. So those are all the plugins that I use on the website. So I would recommend coming up with some of those if you want to have a easy time managing your blog. The behind the scenes work of blogging is a lot more than you'd expect, as I'm sure you're discovering. So anything that you can do to make it easier on yourself, I would definitely recommend doing. So good luck, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment or the Facebook group, and I will be sure to help you out as much as I can. All right, thanks for watching.